roll and write, flip and write games, they're all similar. What are they? In this video, we're going to discuss what we like, what we don't like, coming up. Hi Stella!
And Tarrant here from Meeple University.
Welcome back to my Tabletop diary, where we discuss about anything board game related and more. In this episode, we are talking about roll and write, or what do they call it? Flip and write, or
flip and fill, I think,
fill,
is
yeah.
the snazzy term if it's cards. But
snazzy. Oh,
yep.
It sounds very sassy. So yes, this is the episode. So at any time, if you want to put any comments, if you think you have something to say, please feel free to write in the comment sections below. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can. Well, mainly me, yeah, but Tarrant as well. So we have a few games here on our sides. We're going to share you some of the games we've played. We're probably not going to talk through all of these games because a few of them here. We play more than this, but this is what we're going to show you a little bit, and a little bit of a difference, and also what's our favorite. So Tarrant, take it.
I mean, the emergence of roll and writes in the last couple of years, it exploded very quickly.
Yeah. Was it Gunshon that first started it or something? Or it might not be the first one, but it's probably the one that first well marketed, maybe?
That's one of them. Gunshon and Welcome To were probably the first ones that really kicked things off.
Yeah.
But I guess you look philosophically, sort of, like we talk about roll and write as anything with a pen and paper to some extent.
Yeah. Like even tic-tac-toe, is that roll and write?
Yeah, that's where you go back.
Yeah.
You look at Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Do all of these games descend from Yahtzee? And I think what's really different about the modern one is the common pool. It's actually more descended from probably Boggle than Yahtzee. There's Boggle as a classic game. You roll a 16 dice.
I haven't played that yet.
It's a word game. So you've got a grid of 16 letters that come from rolling dice, and everyone tries to write down as many words that they can spell snaking around the grid.
Okay.
That's sort of the father of a lot of these games.
Let's grab Welcome To out a little bit. So we've been doing live hosting of Welcome To on our channel. I don't know, you might have heard it, you might not. But when it comes up, please feel free to join us. You don't have to have the game. You don't have to have anything. You can just go to the video link. We provide the score sheet, which is all you need on the game. We have how to play video as well on this, and link to the rulebook in PDF so you can learn it and then play along. So that's all you need. Just print it out, or you can even download the app, Welcome To app, and play on your phone. It's that simple. So when we have it next, we'll announce it, and then hopefully I'll play with you. But anyways, back to the topic. Welcome To. So this one is, it plays up to unlimited basically. Yeah,
these I think are the two modern styles of they're the ones that I genuinely think fit the roll and write category.
Right.
For reasons I'll talk about in a sec. So Welcome To, everyone's got the common list of actions they can choose from.
Yes.
And there's a choice of 3.
Yeah.
And everyone
from the cards.
Yeah. And everyone plays the same selection.
Yeah.
It's I think the thing that was new and the thing that makes it massive multiplayer.
And there's common objectives as well.
And then there's common objectives to play, and it's a race to those objectives. It's a really well balanced game. Welcome To. It's got enough different pathways to victory that all sort of balance out. And it really takes on, I often describe it as fancy bingo.
Yeah, that's
it's like
actually
intellectual
right.
bingo. And it does it in a really good way because you
Gamers
can hedge
bingo.
or you can target things. It's just such a well put together game. And it's the first game I saw of that style where it was roll and write, and with the common thing that everyone was picking.
Yeah.
So I know some people, you know, I've heard it said that I think it was Nations the Dice Game, or Dice Nations, or whatever it was. I think it was Nations the Dice Game, was the first modern roll and write. I've had people tell me that.
Okay.
But
I haven't actually
we haven't actually played it, but quizzing further, I think you basically roll the dice and you play your own turn, more like Yahtzee.
Right.
Doesn't have that common choices thing that Welcome To does.
Okay. Yeah, I really like Welcome To. This is probably one of my favorites. Ganchon's also, we just talked about this in our live play, and I forgot about Ganchon. And Ganchon clever and Jobot so clever. I even have the app on my phone.
Yeah.
It's good for traveling. It's very well made for solo. It's really good for solo as well. And there's like so many ways to fix race, so many things that you can combo together to try to make a way. And also every game is just different, because again, it's probably like most roll and write. The dice roll is very different, so just endless. It's like endless variety. I really like it.
Yeah. This one is the other type of roll and write.
Yeah.
This is the semi-drafting. What I call semi-drafting.
That's right, dice drafting.
Because it's not full drafting, because everyone gets... It's like there's a lead player who gets one set, and then the follow players get a common thing.
The rest, yes.
So it combines the Yahtzee active player element with the Welcome To common element.
Yeah.
And you see, I've seen that a lot in, you know, there's a lot of good games that have come out like that. Fleet the Dice Game is one of them.
Oh my god, this is so good as well.
Actually that's more draft, because it's not active passive, it's draft with one common.
Yeah.
So it's all on the
This is also like so many strategies you can do. You can do the king crab strategy, you can do fishing strategy.
Yeah.
Please play it. If you like roll and write, please do us a favor and play. This is so good.
Yep. I think the other one that's like this that stands out to me is Copenhagen Roll and Write.
Oh yes.
I really enjoyed that one, because that's an active passive.
That's true. Yeah. That's really good. We don't have it here right here. We've got like the print and play for our preview video back then, and then the Castle of Burgundy. If you like the Castle of Burgundy, do look at the Castles of Burgundy. What is it called? The dice game.
The dice game.
The dice game.
Yep.
So there's the Castle of Burgundy, obviously. There's the Castle of Burgundy, the card game, and this is the Castle of Burgundy, the dice game. The dice game is the roll and write part. So you roll 2 dice, and you just based on the dice, you can go and then fill up your duchy. Is it duchy? Is it what you call it?
Duchies,
yeah.
So there's two colour dice and 2 number dice,
Yes,
and then you
yes,
pick
yes.
a combination. So
Yeah.
this one is very.
That's right. Yeah.
It's in the Welcome To vein,
Yeah.
because it's pure common choice.
All right.
And that's where I think these are the different types. It's pure common choice, active,
You're very technical. You're
active
so smart.
passive,
Yeah.
Draft with a common leftover,
Yeah.
and then those are sort of the
Right.
three that. And this will be a controversial.
And may I just
let's
get this, and then I'll
Yes.
put it in this pile. Am I correct?
yes, that is a pure common choice.
Yes, pure common choice it is.
And it's a good one as well. It's more, I find it, because it's more graphical, it's less, it doesn't have the straightforward bingo element that Welcome To has, but it's still a very nice puzzle there.
Right. So now we have Encore over here.
Yep.
Now, which pile should we put these on?
That was a lead follow one.
That's
so
right.
it was and these are all in the same sort of. These are the odd ones, because they're also abstract.
Yes.
So I guess a lot of these are fairly thematic.
That's right. Actually, these are. Oh yeah, it's the same pile and the same theme and same design. Publisher.
Not the same designer, but
Same publisher.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there's a few things for me with. I know one of the things that I sensed was that, like, the reason I split these into these piles is, I think the common feature is what kind of makes it a modern roll and write. I personally rejected a little bit games that they didn't have that common choice element, and they were kind of actually just dice drafting games, or just drafting games that happen to use pen and paper.
Oh.
Controversial opinion, but I don't consider those
Like
roll
what?
and writes, because I think the roll and even though it's not in the title, I
Yeah.
think that common choice is part of the roll and write genre.
For example?
Dizzle was one of those.
Yeah.
It was basically a pure dice drafting game
Right. Different
that
category
you
now.
use on paper.
Right.
Yeah, it was. Because this one you draft everything but one's left over. This one you just kept drafting until you were out. So it's essentially a drafting game.
Yeah.
You could do that with counters and dice instead of.
Do you think Quicks would be in it? This is Quicks on board, so it's like Quicks but with additional things that you can action number 3 that you can do. So basically there's 6 dice rolls. Active player roll 6 dice and 2 white, they use it to mark off their sheets. You can only mark their sheets from left to right, like so, for example. From left to right you can go back, so and then you can skip it, and then it's like scoring system here, and the extra point if you can move your piece on the board, just extra things you can cross. So the active player choose the 2 white, I think 2 white dice, and then 1 of the white dice and 1 of the colored one, and then cross out that particular line color number, and then the rest is the rest can use I think the rest can do the second action. So it's kind of like it's common pool. What do you call it?
Yeah, it probably fits in here in the active passive, but I guess it's sort of a reflection. I mean, you see how quickly the roll and write genre grew.
Yeah, to different.
The fact that
I think some of this is not new. They just some of those just has the English.
Yeah,
I can't.
But, I mean,
they
added
now.
Yeah, I think this goes under. But the thing is, they added the board. I mean, that's the. You can tell the genre.
The board.
You can tell
twist.
the genre grew so quickly that everyone started looking to innovate and trying to understand how to innovate within the genre. And this one was by adding a board.
I love this. Silver and Gold. This is by Australian designer Phil Walker Harding, and this game is so simple. This is the German version. Is it German?
Yep.
It's by NSV. So this is made in Germany. So this is not English version. English version is published by Pandasaurus, I believe, but this is before they publish it. This is quick, nice, simple, streamlined, elegant.
Yeah, I think I forget which pile this one goes in. It's been a while since we played it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
You just like fill up your island and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We just put it here because I like it.
Oops, it's going to collapse.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
some of the other so I guess some of the other mechanics, I know one of the things I've seen in a few roll and writes is the common objective thing in the deck of cards that gives you different objectives is a pretty common feature. Certainly Welcome To did that.
Yeah.
A lot of games have followed suit on that because it gives you a different strategic direction to go in each game. And I think a lot of good roll and writes have that. And I think a lot of roll and writes have tried to build on that or use trying to take a different angle towards that. And I don't know if I've seen it done that successfully. Dino World had those objectives, but it had this mechanism where you shared objectives with each of your neighbours, and so only you and your neighbours were chasing those.
it's not always... Well, in higher player counts, because it says 1 to 75, so in higher player counts...
In higher player counts, you just have the common ones on the board, but I mean, we played this with neighbour objectives, and the game just got really imbalanced because some players happen to have synergistic objectives and others didn't.
Okay.
And the game really got decided on that.
So maybe don't use the common objective things. The game itself is really good. That depending on the die roll, and you just park. I like the theme though, like drawing it on your theme park. Yeah. And by the way, this has got mark on it because this was signed by designer David Turchin, my mate. Yes.
But one of the other good innovations, I think one of the things I really like about Cartographers, which is probably my other favourite, Welcome To on Cartographers.
I don't know which one should I put.
This is a pure common, common one. It's got two things that I really like. One is that they've taken the But they've used the Isle of Skye mechanic for objectives. So there's a set of objectives, but you don't score each of them in every round. You score each of them twice. And it gives you different focuses at different points in the game.
And imagine swapping your sheets with your opponents and then drawing the monsters. That's
the other one. It's a really...
It's a take that-ish, but it's not too bad.
It's really one of my favourite innovations across all the roll and write
Right.
system monsters in Cartographers. Because if you haven't played it, you're building up your grid and you're trying to make nice, neat little sections in your grid that fit objectives. And then a monster card comes out and you have to give
It's so fun.
You have to give your board to one of your neighbours, who then puts a monster that's worth negative points in the most inconvenient possible location.
Yeah, that's just hilarious. We played it in Tabletopia as well. It was fun too. But they put, rather than drawing, you put the little tiles representing the pieces that you need to draw.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's a really smart innovation. I think, having played this game a few times, I've always said it is one of my favourites. I'm finding the more I play it, the easier the decisions are coming. It doesn't
Right.
quite have as many
You're really good at that as
options
well.
as Welcome 2 does.
Yeah.
But it's still a really fun game, and it's always one I bring out because it's straightforward to play, and there are different ways of going about it. So it's a nice little game.
I think it's not as light as Welcome to though. It's slightly heavier than Welcome to.
I think
would
it's
say.
heavier to learn, but
That's
then
right.
lighter once you understand the strategy, of both.
Yeah, that's fair. So we've got one more there
Yep.
that we need to put into the pile. Deadly Doodles. So this actually has got special mechanics, I think, where you kind of like trying to see what, because you draw it on your sheet, but your opponents can't see it, because when you flip the card, you draw. It's a common thing, so it will be it'll be here.
Yeah, it's got some real similarities to Railroad Inc. in that way. It's sort of network building with the network cards that come out.
Yeah, but this has as well. But Deadly Doodles has got this trap that you need to draw. You're trying to put your trap where you think your opponent is going to draw their certain things, and then try to make them lose points. And you try to connect from the what do you call it, monster A to weapon A, for example, by doing what do you call it, the lines,
Like
drawing the
roads,
lines,
tunnels or
yeah,
something.
yeah. I really like that mechanics. Now, Deadly Doodles 2, which we have played, is actually in here as well. We had the print and play videos. That has got that mechanics, but then it's a little bit more advanced with like different, like there's a door that can open, you can draw this turn, not that turn towards an area or something like that. They got, I think, 5 or 6 different maps, and it's got more complex, the most complex one's number 6 or something.
Yeah, they add more complex ways of scoring, or ways where you've got to go down the path and commit to a certain option, because it escalates the number of points as it goes along, which is always a good... It's always a good feature, I think, as long as... We discussed this in our Welcome to playthrough before as well. I think where a roll and write does well is if you can specialise a bit, or dabble in everything, or specialise a lot, and all of those can give you a reasonably consistent outcome. I know there are some roll and writes out there where...
I can see that on Flip the Dice game as well.
There are some out there where there's kind of only a couple of obvious pathways. Like there's 2 or 3 chains of events where it really ramps up the points when you get towards the end. And you kind of feel a bit locked in
towards
on that
strategy.
style.
Okay.
Yeah. I think with Welcome to, you can pivot a lot more.
Depends on the objective cards as well, maybe. That
It
comes
does
out.
a bit.
Yeah.
Because the objective cards in Welcome to, you can, in certain circumstances, win without them. Because they're not half your points. They're 10% of your points.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think, I keep coming back to it. I think it's the
It's
best design of all of these.
I do have another one. The game's not here at the moment. It's Imperial Settlers Roll and Ride.
Yeah.
I like the mechanics where you choose, like there's tiles you can choose that dictates what you can do extra that turn. Kind of like dictates, okay, I want to plan to have that tile. I know that I'm the first player, I get to pick that tile. and I want to do this one because I've got this tile as a bonus that makes my action powerful. So I really like that. And then there's a lot of sheets, like especially the solo plays, the adventuring sheets. What I actually sometimes fail to do is the maintenance part. Sometimes I forget this, that, and this, that, and I forget to do it. That's the only thing that I
that
sometimes forget.
That game for me had too much accounting.
Right.
And I think roll and write works sort of inherently best when you are just building. If you've got a mechanism where you've got to build and spend, or if you've got to do a whole lot of bookkeeping between rounds, or you're unlocking powers that aren't
That's probably what it is.
immediately obvious, where you have to sort of remember, all right, now I've unlocked that so I can do two things here instead of one. Sometimes, and I felt this a bit with Imperial Settlers, that felt like a non-roll and write being squeezed into a roll and write format to take advantage of the boom. I think it should, for the most, you should try to keep a roll and write as simple as, each turn you check one box or you write one number.
Right.
Without too much like
bookkeeping,
gaining, spending, things like that.
I think it is different in a way. It's a different type of game, but I know what you mean. It's a fair opinion because your opinion of roll light is like this, and then this is like a lot of bookkeeping, but fair.
Yeah. One other innovation, which I was very impressed by when I saw it, was the roll and write character in the upcoming Merchant's Cove.
Oh, yes.
Because that you had 2 dice, 3 other objects, and a little dish, and you had to roll it all into a dish that had 2 halves.
You could have to play videos for that. One of the characters.
By the preliminary rules, yeah.
Yeah. It's the rules are a bit different. You read the rule book as well, don't you?
The final.
Yes, so you know how much it differs from the.
Yeah, that one didn't. That one didn't change very much, but I like that because it had the number, and your actions were limited to, like, each of the 3 major actions had to have a dice sitting in the same side as one of the other 3 objects, and so you didn't always have all the options available to you, or you could spend one of the bonuses to switch something over.
Yes.
Or it might have been on the side with the low numbered die, which wasn't very worthwhile. So I quite like that one. I think that was it sort of took the...
Merchant's Cove.
Yeah, right? It's like a scaled down version of the Amerigo action selection mechanism where you dump all the cubes into a tower. That's not a roll and write, obviously, but you dump all the cubes in the tower, and what falls out is kind of random, but then everyone's got those options.
Yes.
That's actually, now I think about it,
that's a good mechanics.
Amerigo's got the action selection of a roll and write. It just, everything is on the board. You could take the tower and make a good roll and write out of Amerigo.
Oh, maybe you should design that. Everybody, do you think Tarrant should design a roll and write game with that? It's actually Amerigo, or what's the other one? Tower, Darkness, Age of Darkness.
Age of Darkness has the tower, it's got that randomizing tower.
Yeah, the game is just right there behind the camera.
Yep. I guess the tough part there is these all have the benefit, of course, of just being a pen, paper, and a few dice. They're very cheap.
Yeah, cheap to
and
make.
Small box, and if you've got to put a rolling tower, a randomizing dice tower inside it.
That's actually true.
Doesn't make it as effective. But
yeah, that's true, because it is, I think that's one of the reasons as well. It's quite cheap to make, easy. Yeah. But the question is now, after those deep discussions, what's your favorite?
If I point to anything other than Welcome To, no one's going to believe that, right? I keep coming back to it.
Well, because I know that you really like Cartographers.
Cartographers and Welcome To are the ones that always stand out the most for me. I do enjoy the clevers.
Yep. I think your top 3 would be Welcome To, Cartographers, and Copenhagen, the dice game.
I did really enjoy Copenhagen. Yeah. It was, in many ways, it simplified the whole... It was a really simple game.
Did you play the Copenhagen, the board game?
I never played the board game. I only played the roll and write.
The roll and write one's really good.
It was almost like the simplest and most brutal because you rolled, I think it was 5 dice, and they all had a different colour on each side. And if you didn't roll a big chunk of colours, it was almost like your turn was wasted.
Right.
But you had to build up all of your bonuses to mitigate that. So it was quick playing, and you could get destroyed by the dice when you were the active player, but you made your own luck. And if it all went wrong, it didn't take that long. So I think that was actually a really nice game.
For me, I like all of these. It's really hard for me to decide, but Fleet the dice game, whew, really love it. Sometimes I do well, sometimes I don't. Welcome to, obviously, it's almost like classic. Cartographer. Oh my god, can I pick 4?
It's your diary.
And a half?
It's your diary. You can pick however many you want.
I also like the Gunshot and Silver and Gold. The rest is okay as well. Like Diddly Doodles, like it has got different and then there's also the Castle of Burgundy. I don't know. I like a lot. Maybe 5, top 5, maybe. Castle of Burgundy is really good. Yeah, but Fleet. Welcome to Cartographers. The Gunshot.
What I do want to do, I keep meaning to check to see if any rules exist to just play like Uber's So Clever and use all the dice on both the sheets and just play one mega game.
I'm sure somebody has uploaded it
some...
in a forum at BGG or something like that.
You've got to go looking for that.
Yeah.
As long as you can tell the 2 shades of yellow apart. There was, or the shades of blue. There was one where the shades were really close.
Actually
Other than that, you're all golden because they are all different coloured dice.
That's true.
Just.
So, please tell us what's your favorite roll and write or flip and write and why. And maybe if you want to suggest us the games that we haven't covered that you think we're going to like, write in the comment sections below. So that's basically it.
Oh, I remembered one that was actually...
That's basically not it.
I just remembered one that we store in a different part of the shelf that that looked really... It was like one of those ones you...
What is it called?
Cat Cafe.
Oh, Cat Cafe. Oh my god, yes.
I enjoyed Cat Cafe as well.
Yes, Cat Cafe is so good.
You look at the box and you think, oh, it's going to be a really simple, like, low-level roll and write, but it's got all the...
The theme makes it look simple, but
it's got all the depth of strategy that's some of these other
placement.
nice
Oh yeah, I really like that. Okay, so Cat Cafe is really good as well.
Yeah, recommend that one.
Very recommend. So that's it. Write any comments. I'll get back to you. And if you like this video, enjoy our conversation, please hit the like button. That'll really help us as well. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to us. Hit the Meeple in the corner and hit the bell so you'll get notification when we have new videos. And if you're on social media, Instagram for example, I am on Instagram quite a lot. So hopefully we can see each other there. And hopefully you have a good day. And I'll see you later. Bye.